Hello, today I'm going to present the troubling world of modern slavery, which is human trafficking. All right, so the answer to the question in that video was $90, which is a very tragically low number for the cost of a human being. So there's obviously a multitude of problems presented, but the major ones that we're going to focus on today are the suffering of millions of people under this practice. There's there's not really any way to describe the kind of suffering that these people go through being traded like money, essentially. And an economy built on the backs of illegal slavery. So slavery has been illegal for a very long time now, and the majority of the free world. And the fact that it's not just slavery, it's the selling of people for either sexual or labor favors is even worse. And of course, this practice is morally and ethically wrong. There's really no ethics code in the world that says that selling people for sex is right. So this issue is really a humanitarian crisis on top of an illegal sale of people. So here's a couple of graphs showing some statistics of the issue. So in the United States, about 25% of people are human trafficked are less than 18, which is a very alarming number. And on the left, there's a graph that breaks up really the gender of human trafficking. And I think the most alarming number on that is that about 98% of people that are trafficked sexually are women. So that's a number that really should disgust a lot of us. And for our neighbors up north, Canada reports that about 25% of the people that are human trafficked in Canada are minors. And this is according to Global News Canada. So the issue is not just on the home front, it affects just about everywhere. All right, so how can we solve this problem? The solution for this really is education, and this is comprehensive education programs that start in early education, and these education programs are going to continue on. So, for example, in schools, we teach girls self-defense and how to identify predators and how to know if they are going to be in a situation that could possibly lead them to human trafficking. And we can educate males on just how ethically wrong this is because a majority of males are the ones who are doing the trafficking and really profiting off of this business. And then we can continue the education to the adults and really hit home how to help almost. So we can do commercials and ads that are government oriented that go out and see how to catch a trafficker or how to notice a victim and really just how to help in a situation that's really dire. And a proposal like this of just education has not really been put into place or really even tested yet in the free world. And there's been attempts and people have made efforts, but most of it's really grassroots and there's not a whole lot of government backing for it. So this is the phone number for the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, and this is really the biggest government-run push against human trafficking right now. It's really to report any issues you see. So some contenders. So people think that instead of really education, human trafficking needs to be fought head on. The issue is that's really the way we've been fighting it, and the business has been growing, not going down. The educational aspect will help us destroy it instead of just getting lost in an endless fight. And people also state that education is already an underfunded issue in this country. Yes, that is very true, but this dilemma is one that is much greater and much more worth the cost than that. I think that most people, as Americans, would agree that this isn't right, and they'd be willing to fund an effort to push back against human trafficking because it could be their kids, their family members, any of them could be gone one day and sold to slavery. So here's how you can help. And right now, human trafficking makes about $32 billion per year, according to UNICEF USA. So that's another figure that should really alarm us. And that money that people spend on the human trafficking, say, could go towards prevention methods to stop it. But you can be the hand that reaches out to someone in need. Step up. If you see something, say something. If something looks suspicious, report it to law enforcement. Don't just walk by with your head in your phone. Pressure local lawmakers about better educational programs on the issue. Getting the word out is half the battle. The issue right now is it's really a topic that no one really wants to talk about because of how severe it is. But at the same time, it's a topic that has to be talked about. Be the voice for those that don't have one. So again, if you see something, speak out and kind of be an advocate for these people. If someone comes up to you and is letting you know they're being trafficked, go ahead and help them. Go get help for them. Vote for legislature to increase issue-based funding. So that would be maybe a tax to help pay educational programs for human trafficking, or it can even be just legislature that increases the funding of anti-human trafficking units and say the FBI. However, do not attempt to confront a trafficker. This is from the Department of Homeland Security off of their informational website. Because if you do, it could turn very dangerous for you. Report it to proper law enforcement for them to deal with it. These are the references that I used to come up with this slideshow. Otherwise, thank you.